You guys are gonna love this video. I've got two of the latest smartphone chips and we're gonna find out how well they perform. Is Snapdragon better? Is MediaTek better? 8 Elite or Dimensity 9400? Let's find out. Hey guys, Thunder E here and welcome to the channel. Today we are looking at the two newest Android chipsets, the 8 Elite from Snapdragon and Qualcomm and the MediaTek Dimensity 9400. This is insane. We have top tier processors in 2024 with devices, and the devices that we're using the chipsets are the Realme GT7 Pro powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite and the Vivo X200 Pro powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9400. Now we've seen the 8 Elite, we saw it in our Realme GT video, we liked it, we liked what we saw. But the MediaTek 9400, the Dimensity 9400 is a new chipset that has a ton of things packed into it there. We've got, performance increases up to 44%, ray tracing increase up to 40%. So some really crazy, impressive numbers, as you can just see on the sheet right there on the screen. So you want to pause, you can look at that. It's impressive. And we know what, of course, the 8 Elite has done with its new Orion Core CPU, its sliced Adreno GPU. But the main question is, what kind of performance should we be getting? We're gamers. We like to see what that does. And we were quite impressed with the 8 Elite. So we're going to start off with benchmarks, which of course is something we like to do, so we have at least a good idea. And we start off with Geekbench 6. Looking at the single core scores for the CPU here, Snapdragon wins here at 3014 versus 2776. With multi-core scores, Snapdragon also taking the lead here over 9,000. Yes, DBZ reference, at 9,452 compared to 8,565. Now, when we move to GPU, this is where the Dimensity does a very good job, and it clearly beats out Snapdragon. Dimensity comes in at 21,128 compared to 19,435. Now, I really like the sliced Adreno GPU, but this is looking pretty good from MediaTek. So let's go over and check out some stuff from 3D Mark. Now, first looking at just wildlife, this is both maxed out and something we saw with the 8 Elite. The Dimensity also is doing the same thing here, which is pretty great to see. Then over to solar-based scores. Here, Dimensity takes the win at 11,252 compared to 10,775, which again, that is nice to see there, especially with the GPU performance that we saw of Geekbench. And then finally, we're looking at Wildlife Extreme. This is where, of course, Dimensity also takes the win at 6,083 compared to 5,989. So what does that mean for us? It means that it looks like, I feel like the Dimensity's GPU might be slightly better. There's some improved performance in GPU intensive benchmarks, so that's something to see. And then we have it over to Antutu, where we've seen some crazy interesting numbers. And here, Snapdragon takes the win with 26,624,467 compared to 26,540,066. Semantics here, but again, some impressive numbers. And what you're noticing here is that both devices are going blow for blow. Boo, 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 pow, 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 which is great to see, right? It's good to see that we're getting some high performance numbers from both Dimensity 9400 and the Snapdragon 8 Elite. And then finally looking at Geekbench AI scores. Now the numbers, I'm not sure exactly how they read, but higher is always better. And looking at this, Snapdragon does better on the single precision score and the half precision score, but the quantized core, Dimensity 9400 does a much better job here. We'll have to see how this pans out in the future with all these AI features built in, but it's time to look at some gameplay performance from both devices. Now, starting off with Call of Duty Mobile, 120 frames per second on the Snapdragon 8 Elite device, the Realme, as well as also the Vivo X200 with the Dimensity 9400. We're getting it at its highest settings, which you can see the settings on screen, but performance for each device is the same 120 frames per second. And of course, we're using our benchmark tool, Game Bench. So that's nice to see. Then moving over to PUBG Mobile, we're able to also play at max settings as well. Ultra extreme, you name it. And we got 120 frames per second on both devices. That was also cool to see, looking at it on the Realme GT7 Pro, as well as the Vivo X200 Pro. Smooth performance all the way. Now, moving over to Genshin Impact. This is where we saw some really great performance with both devices. 60 frames per second locked in. And that was nice to see. 30 minutes of gameplay for both, getting 60 frames per second on the Realme GT7 Pro, as we've seen before, and on the Vivo X200. Now, the one thing I'll note, this is where I saw some really interesting temperature changes. We got about 110 to 111 degrees on the Vivo X200 compared to much lower numbers of like 105 on the Realme GT7 Pro. Now, that doesn't mean the processor is better than the other in terms of temperature dissipation. It also might just be cooling of the two devices because these are from two different manufacturers. Now, finally, Call of Duty Warzone. This is quite interesting. The last time we did this on the Snapdragon 8 Elite on the Realme GT7 Pro, we got about 47 frames per second and we're like at this max setting. It was like, this is pretty nice. But on Dimensity 9400, we were getting 60 frames per second. This is truly impressive. So great smooth gameplay all the way through, 60 FPS, much better on Snapdragons. Now, I will say again, maybe optimizations might be needed for the game for Snapdragon chipset, but right now, the Dimensity actually takes the cake here. So what does this mean for all of us as gamers? What it means is that coming in end of 2024 and moving to 2025, gaming on Android, whether you're using Dimensity or Snapdragon, is going to be great. You're going to get the best performance possible, especially using the 8 Elite chipset with the Snapdragon or the Dimensity 9400 with MediaTek. Now, what I've said before, and I'll say again, I'm going to put it out there, developers, I want to see console level games. Look, we see Apple doing this constantly. Apple has Resident Evil on the iPhone, which I've showcased and is available. You can play on the iPhone right now. That is a console game. And these numbers tell us we can do this because these are better numbers than what we have with the iPhone's 18 Pro processor. So what do we need? We need games. We need console level games. I don't care who has to do it. I want to see it. I want to see something tangible on our smartphone. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, let me know. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment. It's a great year for gaming, honestly. Great year.